friends, welcome back to my channel. I am the Soap Chef here on this channel where we make all things with a rather good lather. Just a really quick video demonstration today, and the reason why is I got my first and only complaint on one of our bath bomb molds, and that's no freaking bueno. So it's Sunday and it's my day off, but y'all know me. I care about my customers. I want them to be happy, even when they're not exactly the most pleasant people to deal with, bashing my business, telling me that there's something defective about the mold in question and that they're not going to do business with a company that doesn't stand behind their products. None of that is bueno. None of that is true. I've already done the video demonstration. I'm getting ready to upload it in a few minutes here, but just know that when there are bath bomb molds that are really detailed and they have deep grooves, or they have really high impressions on the plate or the plunger, it's going to take time. It's going to take patience. You can't be rammy-jammy with it. You can't be yanking things off. You're never going to get it to unmold. You're never going to get it to unmold. This particular customer was saying that the two different pieces, which are the cups inside of the shell, were sticking together in the center and not unmolding at all. And she was just having a really rough time. So, I did everything that I could as far as customer service is concerned, offering her a huge discount in my shop to get something else that might be a little bit easier for her to work with, and obviously apologizing, but her resolution that she was asking for was to be able to return the mold to me. And as y'all know, in this business, whether it's a handmade product or a handmade piece of equipment, we can't accept returns. We just can't. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to have to throw it away. Be that as it may, I'm not here bashing, the customer whatsoever. There's a lot of private messaging going back and forth, and they just weren't really very pleasant with me. Let's just leave it at that. But let's go over to Creation Station over there. We're going to bang out this mold, and you guys are going to see for yourselves. There's nothing wrong with the mold. And it really is for an advanced user. If you are just beginning, don't buy these type of molds. Don't. You're going to frustrate yourself. You're not going to be able to, unmold a product cleanly. You're going to get frustrated and ticked off, and you're going to take it out on the supplier of that product. And that's not fair. You know what I mean? We didn't do anything wrong. We make a good product. We print it and get it out the door in 3 days, which is ridiculous in this business. It's just unheard of. I pride myself on customer service. I pride myself on having a 5-star rating. This is our first and only negative experience, and there just was no making this person happy. There just wasn't, and I'm sorry about that. But let's go over there. Let's do the demo on this bath bomb mold, and you'll see it takes time and patience. All right? Let's go get crack-a-lackin' over there at Creation Station and see what's up with this friends, mold. We are over here at Creation Station, and I'm just going to do a really quick bath bomb demonstration on one of our unicorn horn molds. Here it is. It consists of 2 of the cups and then, of course, the outer shell. So we're going to put this bottom cup, and it only fits in one way. We're going to put the bottom cup inside of the shell. And the reason why I'm doing this today, really quick on a Sunday when I shouldn't even be working, I just had my very first complaint about our bath bomb molds. We are a 5-star seller, and I pride myself on my customer service and the quality of our molds and our print and ship time. So to get a 1-star negative feedback was a little unsettling, and the person was pretty much bad-mouthing my business and the way that we conduct our business, and that we don't stand behind our products, because I would not accept the mold as a return to us. Like any other handmade product, we just can't accept used merchandise or products of any kind. Be that as it may, let's bang one of these out and see what the issue is. I have to tell you guys, this definitely is for advanced users, and that's because we have extremely deep grooves in this mold. And if you don't know how to use 3D bath bomb molds to begin with, and then a little bit more of an intricate design on a 3D bath bomb mold, you're never going to get this to work. If you're just new at this, or you're not used to using these type of really deep designs, it's not going to unmold for you, okay? That's no fault of anybody's. It's just, it takes practice, right? So let's just bang one out and see what happens here. Let's start, as we always do, with a handful, and we're going to sprinkle. Now, I want these designs to come out, right? What do? Same thing that I tell you guys to do in all of my videos that have intricate designs. You're going to put your mix in there, sprinkle, sprinkle. Then you're going to lightly press down with your finger to try to ensure that we get all of those details out. And the fact that this particular mold has really, really deep grooves in it, you definitely want to do that with this mold. Okay, so we've got all of our mix in here. Give it a little bit of shake. Now I'm leaving it slightly mounded up because we do have, this is a cup. And so the cup needs to be filled up, right? If this was completely flat, we would just level that off some more. But we have a big cup that we need to fill in, right? So I leave that a little bit mounded up. Take our top plate and stick it back on the top. All right, and we're gonna do what we always do, give our presses. And then you turn it and keep on pressing. A lot of people do it in their hands, however you're comfortable. But my main point in doing this particular mold is because my customer was saying that the two halves of the mold were sticking together and wouldn't come out of the cylinder. So let's see. I mean, I have tested this, so that didn't happen for me. But to give my customer the benefit of the doubt, I believe her. Why would she lie? For what reason? There's no reason to lie, right? So she was having a difficult time. As you can see, my cylinder is moving up and down freely. It's not getting stuck at all. Let's give some pretty decent taps because, again, we've got those really deep grooves and we want them to come out. So you're going to have to tap quite a bit, right? All right, now take your cylinder up and off. And listen, you guys, like, this is just my suggestions, okay? If this doesn't work for you, try something different. You know what I mean? Mold it differently, unmold it differently. This is what works for me. And this is just my, little helpful information to you guys. You don't have to do it like this. And if this doesn't work for you, then do whatever does work for you. This is not the only way to mold or unmold a bath bomb mold, okay? We're gonna give it more taps. Actually, we're gonna give some taps on the side first. I'm going on the top and then the bottom. All right, now let's do some taps right on the very top here. Turn it over and do the same thing. All right, now let's go slowly and gently because, again, really deep grooves, and we don't want to twist, turn, pull it, yank it. We don't want to do any of those things. It's going to disturb the design. Just go very slowly. And if there's any resistance whatsoever, then you need to keep tapping. These are the type of molds that, you really need a lot of patience. Okay, this is a little teeny bit stuck. Very tiny little bit, hardly anything. But here's the one side. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this back on because I don't really want this to be flat right now. So I'm going to stick this back on the top. Now that it's loose, I'm going to turn it over. And we're going to do the same thing. Slowly, take your time, have your patience, right? Start lifting. If there's any resistance, where you're going to find the most resistance is going to be on the tip, because you can see the cylinder and the cups and everything. It's a graduation, right? And it goes down to a point. That's where you're going to get your bath bomb mix stuck. That's where it's going to break off. But we unmolded the other half, perfectly fine. You got to go slow, you guys. You can't just yank it off and rip it off. This is not one of those molds either that you can bang out like tons of bath bombs in a row. Oh no, nay, nay. You have to go really slow with this one and any of the ones that have really deep grooves in the design. So let's see if we can unmold this cleanly. Okay, so there's really nothing there. It unmolded just fine. All right. So now I'm going to take one of my flip plates, put it on here, turn it over, and we're going to lift up that plate again. We already lifted this off once now, remember, and it unmolded just fine. But that doesn't mean you get to go and yank it off again. You know, you still have to be slow. Like I can feel some resistance. Okay, so there's nothing stuck. And here's our unicorn horn. There's a teeny tiny little dimple. Where are we? Right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Teeny tiny little dimple right there. Take your finger, poop. Pop it right back in. No big deal. So here's the unicorn horn. Both sides. Let's flip it over and we'll take another look at that other side just so we can be like really, really sure that there's not some type of a defect in the mold itself, which there is not. Okay, so here we go. Here's the unicorn horn in one piece. Nothing got stuck. I'm really not altogether sure what the customer was talking about when she was saying that the two halves of the mold are getting stuck in the middle. That's what she said. The two halves of the mold are getting stuck in the middle and won't unmold. But I mean, I just did one. That's the one that I just did here on camera. Here's the other one that I did right before I started filming, and it's exactly the same. I mean, there's no difference between, you know, what I did off camera and what I did on camera. They look exactly the same. And I didn't have really any problems because I went slow and I took my time. That's how you have to work with these type of molds. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, I offered that customer quite a substantial discount, you know, for something else that would be a little bit more easier to work with. And she just wasn't having it. She's kind of determined, I think, to just badmouth my business. But you have to roll with the punches, you guys. You know, I'm not taking that seriously and I'm not taking it personally. I care about my customers. I want my customers to have a really good experience. I try to help them as much as I can, offer them as much as I can. You know, I can't just give away things for free all of the time. I have done that in the past when people have had trouble with their different molds. And that's just, you know, on the user. Either A, you're inexperienced, you know, period, in making bath bombs, or B, you're inexperienced in using these very detailed molds that have really deep grooves. I mean, these are deep, you guys. This is not for an amateur bath bomb maker. This is not for a beginner. So, I mean, I'm glad that I took the time today on my day off to go ahead and make these two bath bombs here with the mold, just to ensure, because you know, my husband and I started scratching our heads going, what the heck? We've tested this mold before and we didn't have the problems that the customer is saying. Now, everybody is different, right? I'm not dissing my customer at all. I'm not. Everybody is different. Everybody has a different skill level. What I'm saying is this particular mold and any of the molds that we sell that have a really deep groove in it or a lot of design takes time. You saw how long it took me to mold, not to mold, but to unmold. You saw how long that took me. I had to be patient. I had to go slow. I had to work with it. And then I've got a beautiful unicorn horn. Okay, that's enough of that. You guys are going to wrap it up and I'm going to keep on going because I have another customer that I need to make a dozen lavender bath bombs. She's been waiting, so I need to really get ripping and rolling here and get these knocked out, and then I can have the rest of my Sunday free. So until we meet again, you guys, be kind and stay humble. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon.